Okay, back now with what should be the last installment in this particularly fucked up LP of mine. So effectively, the entire video you're going to get is just a boss rush followed by the obligatory Wily beatdown at the end. And the order's actually different to the usual combat order you go through the first time. Poor Coldman, on the other hand, has the misfortune of being one of the few bosses that you can actually stun juggle in this game, if you've got the weapon to do it with, the lightning bolt. This is probably a waste of energy, but honestly, fuck the little bitch. He shouldn't have gotten in my way. So we're just going to stand here and we're just going to stun lock him, even though it doesn't look like a stun lock, it is, because it takes him a few seconds to actually follow up with an attack. You can turn it into a true stun lock, but I didn't think to do that at the time. However, you will normally run out of energy if you don't have the energy saver equipped, which I did, so Coldman goes down like a punk. So yeah, this particular trick of this mini stage between them, jump and go across. However, beware of the fact that it has two slightly different patterns, one of which has a safe landing place for you to jump to and the other doesn't. So if you attempt to follow it just, by watching the order the first time and then jumping across, you will die. Because this game is a cunt like that. So now we're just going to have to kill the rhinoceros, and also the fuck-off cloud, which we've been seeing pop up repeatedly in the stages. It's not a complicated fight. You jump over his horn, you shoot him in the face. It just goes on and on and on, because frankly he's too dumb to move. Too dumb to charge, too dumb to do a whole lot of anything except act as a goddamn bullet sponge. Which I'm guessing is why this breed of robot is pretty much an endangered species, because god damn that is stupid. So I do actually roughly know the order to this one. Now this one is Astro Man, which you did not get to see a video of in the first lot because I fucked up horribly. And he's a very luck dependent boss. However, now that I have the magic card, he's a lot easier. The magic card, of course, is so much more useful because it's the only one that can fire vertically. If I was in a mood to make this a quick fight, I could probably have put him down to about half health by now. But mostly, dealing with him is a matter of dodging shit when you get the chance and not being caught underneath him when he dive bombs you. When he throws out those little balls at you, the safest place to be is actually directly under him, because they arc out, they don't go straight down, they can't hit you then. When he does his little throw lightning bolt stuff down bullshit, the safe place to be is simply sliding across the screen so that you're on the opposite side to him. As long as you stay in the groove on this one, you're fine, you won't take any hits. Fuck it up, you'll get pounded. Okay, now he sometimes goes for this little enemy summoning trick. This is considered to be largely bullshit for one reason. He's completely invulnerable during this attack. Nothing you can do can hurt him at all. Fortunately, if you've got the magic card, you can knock him out of most of his attacks, and you can just land repeated hits when he tries to do things like that. He's very, very easy to beat, provided you have the weapon that's actually intended to beat him, as you see him be invulnerable right fucking there. If you do not have the magic card, this fight is an exercise in horrendously unpleasant bouts of getting your ass kicked, effectively. It sucks. It really sucks. It's a crap-ass thing to have to deal with. Other than that, quite simple. Once you get his pattern down, he's relatively... Unless he decides to be a cunt and go through a pattern like that 4 or 5 times in a row, which can happen, at which point you basically, have 2 or 3 minutes of nothing but dodging or you get killed. Not much fun. So now we get the next little in-between section, where we're going to need to get across some spikes, and we're going to need the ice ball to do it. So we jump it out, we slide across, we leap up, we abuse it to take out enemies that we couldn't normally. When we go across, now we go up top here, you need to switch off from the ice ball for this bit, because if you use it to take out the worm, it will bounce back and shove you back to where you were. Now again, I've edited these videos to take out the parts where I heal, because it's boring as shit, as you'll see right there. And we're going into the next bit. I'm going to use the lightning to clear this particular area just because I'm lazy. And because the lightning being a full screen effect is one of the few things that just kills fucking everything. which is kind of useful if you need to clear out an area. So we're going to go the Copy Vision. Again, I do know the boss order for this one for the most part, so... And now we have Dynamo Man back for another round, because seriously, fuck Dynamo Man. All the bosses in the boss rush are exactly the same as the original version, by the way. Not like the usual Mega Man bullshit where they actually power up. The trick to getting under those mid-level ones is to slide. I'm basically too lazy to do it. Because I know I will be able, with the special weapon, the Juicer, I will basically be able to outlast Dynamo Man in a shootout. I'm being very lazy, very sloppy with this particular boss. Taking a lot of hits that I don't need to. And here's his little healing attack ability. Fortunately this time quick enough to get up and stop it at about the halfway mark. If you let it completely fill up, he will actually use it repeatedly. That's the other advantage of the Copy Vision in this battle, is that it attracts his homing attacks away from you. Again, like a lot of Mega Man bosses, while it's not technically impossible to beat him without the special weapon, it is a massive fucking pain in the ass. And poor Dynamo Man doesn't appear to be able to breathe this air. If robots do even breathe, I don't know what the fuck he is, to be honest. Again, another little gap in a second, you'll see where I've edited some stuff. But we're going to have to get to that point first. We're going into an underwater section with fucking squid to pie, I think I called them last time. Something like that shit. Again, they're invulnerable from behind, you have to hit them in the face. That's how you keep your squid in line, by the way. And we go down, and we have two of these and a pickup, effectively. Again, a little jump there where I healed up. Not that it was all that necessary, but yeah. So now we have Pirate Man again. Yar. He's gonna get fucked like a pirate. Again, this is because I'm being very lazy, this fight is basically turning into a shootout, which I will win because I have more health than he does. I'm not going to stun lock him like I did in the initial fight, I'm basically just going to beat the shit out of him. There is no subtlety, there is no pattern to what I'm doing. I'm just abusing the fact that I have way too much weapon energy to bludgeon him to death with an underwater flamethrower. Because that makes so much sense. Anyway. Those are in fact spikes on the roof, by the way. Because it's underwater, you can jump a lot more than usual. I'm going to use the ice a bit to ride up, though. Don't know why they're still dropping screws in this area, as you see the massive jump shown there. Now, you could slide under to get them, but what you're meant to do here is use the magic card ability to get them. Very useful for tricks like this, where otherwise you'd have to slide under, take a hit to get the power up. We're going to kill some more penguins, because fuck protected species, that's why. They're only protected if they're actual biological penguins. Mechanical penguins do not count. They are not cute, nor are they cuddly. Therefore, they do not belong on any endangered species list I have anything to say about. Though, considering the content of the Mega Man games, the entirety of Robotdom may as well be on the list. Another boss fight up now. Again, this boss rush, tremendously goddamn annoying. We all remember this guy. He's a cunt. He looks like he's got a pair of balls on his shoulder and a lightsaber dick out of his head. So, yeah. Weird looking fucker. Standard tactics apply here. All you really want to do is get behind him, pinky right there, and shove him into the spikes. And then cheat to keep the combo going. Because you can do oh so much bullshit to this guy when he's being a retard. Which is pretty much always. He has one of the dumbest AI patterns in the game, because he's one of about 3 bosses that you can actually stun lock. And one of those bosses you're not even supposed to have that weapon when you fight him. Cold Man, you'd have to beat Dynamo Man first, and trying to beat Dynamo Man first without going through the Cold Man pattern is nearly impossible. So now we get a little mini boss. You can destroy these guys, it really makes no difference. In fact, it actually slows things down. The whole point of this is just to get to the end of the stage in one piece and get some pickups. Again, very sloppy play on my part. It is quicker just to ignore these guys. However, I'm being a dick about things and I want to kill shit, so giant bear balls on these, barefaced balls on these things are going to get killed. Because you seem to get trapped underneath the fucking ice wall there. Ice wall is actually really good for taking down big immobile enemies because it tends to rack up multiple hits. and you can just drop it straight down on top of him where it will fall through for massive damage. Again, the point of this area is not actually to kill these dudes, it's to get down to the bottom in one piece. Killing them just makes it harder in a lot of cases, except for the hidden spike bit there, which is a pain in the ass. Again, this whole boss rush is basically one level, by the way. If you fuck it up, you're going back a long way to get unfucked. So we're going to kill him and get ridden around. Luckily, you can't get crushed by your own ice wall. You can get crushed by the enemy versions, which is goddamn annoying. So again, another skip where I recover, because honestly, who wants to watch me stand there as Megaman for 30 fucking seconds? And I freely admit I would never have beaten this game in any reasonable length of time without that power-up. Simply too goddamn useful. Now here's Magic Man, the other boss no one has seen yet. He's weak to the Tengu Blade, and if you get in close you can just hack him a new one. Other than that, fairly simple attack pattern: jump over and in, slash him in the balls. Over and in, slash him in the balls. That card is actually a life drain attack if it connects, it heals him quite a bit, but he's also relatively easy to juggle if you've got Tengu Man and you actually get in close enough to melee him. He does not get stunned or knocked back from the ranged Tengu Blade attack, only the melee slash. Which actually makes him a much bigger pain in the ass to fight as base, by the way. So this is another area where the game's a bit big. There's two gaps in the platform that you can't see. So now we got Ground Man, I believe. Yes, he of the tremendously phallic drills fucking everywhere. Coincidentally, fucking everywhere is what he does for a living. Same trick as before. Plant remote mines on the walls or on him. Detonate him when you get the chance to stun him. And watch out for the giant pounding drill of manliness. Again, it's mostly a matter of just abusing where you know he's going to arrive from and setting up for him. Because honestly, he's very, very dumb, like a lot of these bosses once you have his pattern down. And like a lot of the bosses, he's got a little way of stun locking him. Though, unless he does something very stupid, you don't actually get to do it very often. So now we're almost dead, and we're running out of bosses to beat the shit out of, which is good, because it's taken us 10 minutes to get this far. Well, 12 minutes, and probably about 16 if you don't count the stuff I edited out. Yes, those are holes down there. So we're jumping, we're leaping, we're hoping, like God, there's a health power-up sometime soon, because this is going to get ugly otherwise. 2, actually. And we're going to have to take a hit from Sniper Joe to do it. And now we have Tengu Man himself. So we're going to take out the drill, and we're going to ram it up somewhere Birdman's not going to like it, with his little pimped out crystal blade. Speaking of pimping out, here we go with this spread drill. Again, this is the very effective weapon against him, as you're seeing again, largely because it has such a great spread, and because he stays airborne so much, a lot of the time you can't actually connect with regular attacks very well. Most of this fight is pretty much a matter of picking out whether he's going high or low on an attack. If he's going high or low, and you get it right, you'll knock him down. Get it wrong, he will run into you and slap you senseless. Because slapping the shit out of you is what Birdman does. He's quite good at it. So we've got another section. I'm gonna heal. This is actually the split between the regular bosses and Dr. Wily. So you can see why I've stopped to heal up right there. Because honestly, really don't want to fight Dr. Wily unless I have to. Using the auto charge for these fights, because of course it's a Dr. Wily fight, there's never going to be just one. Because most of the special weapons aren't that useful. And Wily monologuing here. And no, we're not really ready to be eliminated. And this music is reminding me of something and I can't quite tell what. So Dr. Wily is in a giant flying bird skull that launches missiles and has what appears to be a saw blade spur attached to its feet. What the fuck? Standard shooting attacks, jump and dodge. Missiles, you just jump and shoot. The only problem is that sometimes he will actually stay high enough up you can't really do anything to him. Still, we're through the first phase quite quickly with only half health force. Now we have the second phase where it pays to be base. As you can tell, Whenever he's up in that top area, he's unhittable except with the magic card. So, and you have to actually hit him from the top, by the way, so he's functionally immune to the magic card even then. But it's basically a matter of pray he uses his Chaos Ball attack and not the bombs, because the Chaos Ball is easy to fuck around with. All you got to do is slide under and it misses. The bombs, on the other hand, are much harder to dodge because you actually have to shoot them out of the sky. And pray that he doesn't decide to be a cunt and just spend half the battle up in the top corner. Again, Wily's pattern is semi-random with this sort of thing. So if you may actually get, like I did in one aborted run, where he spent literally 10 straight respawns up in the top corner. Real pain in the arse, because you do not want to be directly under him when he throws down the attacks. Because, it will kill you, stone fucking dead. And with 1 health left, we have blown up Wily's one. And if Mega Man had any balls, this would be coup de grace time. Because seriously, motherfuckers earned it. Dr. Wily is kind of a cunt. And having been defeated this many damn times... So now we get the ending credits. Why they had to give the dog a speaking line, I have no fucking idea. It's a dog, it doesn't speak. Ah yes, good work, some guy. Dr. Light is not particularly, good with the whole positive reinforcement thing. And Mega Man appears to have realised that King completely stiffed him on that whole running away bit. Because, honestly, how do you not see that coming? So now we have a letter from Roll, and it's got King's, seal on it, which Mega Man apparently doesn't actually recognise. I knew he wasn't the brains of the outfit, but god fucking damn. Man must be suffering from the robot equivalent of mad cow disease. Whatever that actually is. And King is apparently going to turn to the side of good, I guess. Or at least the side of not trying to kill Mega Man. No, atonement, side of good, side of good. So yeah, he's sorry that he's completely fucked up thousands of people's lives and thousands of robot lives. And he's going to pledge his loyalty to world peace. Possibly by acts of mass terrorism, which would make an awesome Mega Man spin-off game. Though Capcom would never make it because, honestly, it doesn't star Mega Man. Though I would certainly pay to play a game where you just, played as King running around blowing up shit that had it coming. Well, no shit, Mega Man. Of course King's alive. He wrote you the fucking letter after the fight. The fuck is wrong with you? And it's going to give us our little CD total. That's the end. CD's 20 out of 100. So, 20%, which is not particularly good, though I think it's about 40% of actual possible CDs with Mega Man. So that's all. So long. Good night. Thanks for all the fish-shaped objects people have been sending me. Fuck you all.